Hi everybody. Sorry. Hi everybody. How does it sound for you guys? Is it too loud? Okay, lots of deep breaths for me today. At least I seem to have this set up correctly this time. Okay. Hey guys. I don't know what time it is yet, but I'm taking a few deep breaths here. I'm still not used to the whole live thing. It's bizarre. I don't know how people do this every day. I really don't. It's crazy to me. There we go. Didn't this painting turn out so pretty? I'm in love. Look at the luster on this one. Tish, I feel like I'm having a panic attack every time I do it. I've only done 2. Hi Julie. I've done 2. This is my second one. The other 2 were auctions, and I also felt like I was going to have a panic attack. So, yeah, guys. So, one thing I noticed last time, a couple comments I got in the end was they wish that I was able to answer more comments. And unfortunately, I'm kind of one of those people that goes into a zone when I paint. So, it's hard for me to look up, and I don't have anyone here with me. So if I had someone here with me, maybe I could do that. But I'll try to get comments as I see them. I'll do the best that I can. And I thought we could start on maybe this round canvas today, just because I do a lot of round ones, and they're fun. My pouring medium today is bizarre. I know, it is hard to read comments and to paint. Hi Mira, hi you guys. It's so good to see you guys here. I mixed up the most ridiculous amount of paints today. I think also out of nervousness. Rita, I have been pouring for a year, a little over a year, like a year and a third or something. So, and the weird pouring medium is that all the paints I mixed up here, I'm going to show you. We can say goodbye to that painting for a minute. The weird pouring medium is some of the paints. I'm going to show you the ridiculous amount of paints here, you guys. It's just some of them were already mixed, and this tray is so huge and heavy. But look at this, ridiculous. So some of these were already mixed, and they had the Mod Podge, the remainder of the Mod Podge, Floetrol, and GAC 800 mix. And then some of these, I ran out of Mod Podge, so then some of these are like the Floetrol. I didn't even have enough Floetrol. So then I put Floetrol and like glue. Some of these have glue. I mean, it's like everything you could imagine is in these paints. It's crazy. And all these paints are the only thing that's really just straight mixed is like this 24 karat gold. That's just 24 karat gold and Floetrol. This is a satin enamel. Anytime I use this bottle right here, that's the satin enamel. And I mix that with the Artist Loft. I use the Artist Loft Flow Acrylic, and I just do the Melody Artist Loft Satin Enamel White and a little squirt of Liquitex Pouring Medium, and that is the Cloud Effect paint. So I use that. This is just a plain old white. Just so many different colors here. I'm not even sure what I'm gonna do, but I thought I would just let you guys know that is one thing about watching my channel. I'm not as exact as some of the artists, and it's harder. I know it's hard to follow what I do because I don't necessarily just 10% this and 20% this. And hi Dawn, so nice to see you. But I guess I'm what you would call an intuitive artist, and I do the best I can. I'm wanting to do a couple flip cups because I'm kind of addicted right now to the whole flip cup thing, and I'm hoping they work out with the weird batches of pouring medium I have. Hi Jade and Serena, hello. Happy Friday to you. And here's a round canvas. This is a 16-inch canvas. These are just a couple of little, I think I'm just going to do a couple of flip cups just to start out with. And I want to start with let's do a contrast. So let's do a warm and a cool. Now, a lot of times what I do is I start with the deepest, darkest color at the bottom. I know a lot of people do it the opposite way, which is put white at the bottom, but I kind of like the dark colors at the bottom. And then I just follow the color wheel. So I'm just going different varying shades of red here. This is like this one is Primary Elements Poppy Red. And here's a little quinacridone magenta. Layering all these different colors of reds, I feel like that's what gives a lot of depth to my work. And that's a gold. Actually, that is not actually gold. That's a Primary Elements. I got a few little Primary Elements that I'm using today. Let me grab it for you. This one is called Sunflower. And see if you can see that. I just mixed this up with my normal pouring medium. Now, I know Leslie, the creator of these, would prefer that we use the polypore. I'm not very used to using it, so I just mix it with my own pouring medium. And then I'm going to add a little bit of yellow. Now, probably what will happen is these reds will mix with the gold and produce a little bit of peach color. Been kind of addicted to that look lately. And a little bit of white in the center. And then I'm going to reverse this process. Get a little yellow and gold. Now you can see Lana's here with Heartfelt Creations, and if you have a question that you really want me to see, tell her to get my attention and she'll keep repeating it until I answer. Thank you, Allie. Hi, Melanie. Nice to see you. That is a pretty cup, isn't it? It's an interesting time for pouring artists right now, you guys. I was just seeing that post from Elise Fournier today saying she was taking a little break from her channel, and I saw Melly D a couple weeks ago saying she was frustrated, and Priscilla Batzel with Expressionist Art Studios, and I think a lot of us are feeling the pinch. I don't know what's going on with YouTube necessarily, but it's kind of burying some of our smaller channels, and it's really tough. My last video made 22 cents, you guys, and it's not all about the money, but there is a lot of time involved, and especially when you do the editing of the videos like I do. It's crazy. So it's interesting. Thank you, Dawn. My cooking channel, if you guys haven't checked it out, Heather Mater Cooks, and it is an interesting one. Oh, I want to show you a little trick. So the satin enamel, I do this a lot. I fill the cup the way I want to, and then I shoot a little bit of this satin enamel just inside under force. So, oh my gosh. Yay! So when you do that, you want to make sure the lid is on. So, oh god, that's so funny. And this is live. This is how live TV works, everybody. Hi, Mamesy. Nice to see you. Oh no, she says. With force. Well, okay, so now this is actually a cool little teaching moment. So, you know what I'm gonna do now, because I have this little puddle on here, and this is all satin enamel white. We're gonna switch this. I'm gonna get all the bubbles out of here. This is why I don't really plan stuff when I do this kind of painting, because something happens all the time. I'm gonna scoop this little bit. Here, let me grab this. Not too funny. This is how my day has been. Yes, Melanie, not that much forest. This is how I'm gonna do this now. So, Sarah Mack is always doing those pours where she has the little pillow in the center. So that's what this is going to turn into now. Lucky for us. I'm going to put a little around the outside too. Like that. Oh yeah, you just got to laugh, Tina. You just have to. You have to laugh. It's just too funny. And but this is how my day went. Today I went, a wonderful viewer sent me some things from Michael's, and I can do curbside pickup. So I drove there and not realizing, because I haven't been driving very much because of all the COVID stuff, I was out of gas. So, oh my gosh, I was just out of gas, and next thing I know, I have like 1 mile left, and I still have like 8 miles to go. So this is how my day has been. It's okay though. It's all good. Okay, so now we have this one with like a heavy amount of white. I'm just gonna set that off to the side. So I think the next thing is I'm going to do, I'm gonna do like an unexpected center, I think. So I'm gonna try something I've not done before. We'll see how this works. I'm gonna do, so this is a color that if it does mix with the red, it will be okay still. Blue. We're just gonna get some beautiful blue colors. I know a lot of people like to just make one cup. I really like to do a few different cups because I like having control, more control over the outside and the inside and all that stuff. And then you never know, like it always still kind of ends up how it ends up too, because it's the nature of the art form, right? Here's some beautiful gold. And we don't need much white because we have a lot of white going on right now. I don't like using this much satin enamel white, truthfully, because it makes the balloon rolls really challenging if I want to do balloon rolls. So it's not my favorite to have all of that white in there, but we'll see how it turns out. Just never know, do you? Okay. I think that's all. I think that's all I'm going to do right now. Okay, so what I'm going to do is a straight pour, and I'm going to do it right into the center of this pillow that I've so brilliantly created. And let's just give it... Oh, I see a big chunk of something in here. That is the downside to working with paints that have been sitting around for a little while. Now, you know, with the straight pour, the closer you get, the bigger and slower, and the farther up you go, the faster your ribbon will be. Pretty. And it's going to be very, very white, of course, but we already knew that was going to happen. And then I'm just going to tilt this a little bit and see what colors we have going on. Ooh, you know what I really love in here so far is that peach color right there. This is another thing that I would do. Yes, Julie, of course I will add more paint, but a lot of times what I like to do is I like to do like a first cup and then see what colors in there, what do I love, and what could I add more of. So to me, I don't know if you guys can see up close, you're not up close, but that is gorgeous right there with that those primary elements, poppy red and the sunflower gold. I buy my rounds at Hobby Lobby. I'm going to actually do another cup, and I'm going to focus on this color pattern that I'm seeing right here. I want to see if I can get another bit of that going on because it's really pretty. So I'm going to do gold and some of this red just to provide some contrast, of course. And this is like a quinacridone magenta. And then this is the poppy red by Primary Elements. And some of the sunflower gold, pretty. Yellow, which just basically disappeared in the other pour completely. And it needs a little bit of white injected in there, but I'm scared. Let's put a little bit here. All right, so my goal with this cup is to bring out this area to see if I can get more of that coming through. Pretty. Now I still have this blue cup, which I could do and just provide some interest, but I want to kind of stretch this out a little tiny bit. My comments, you guys, are disappearing on my screen. This is the first time I've ever been able to get this part right where the screen is in landscape position, but what I notice is I'm losing the comments, so please don't hold it against me if I don't see something. If you have a question, just ask again. I see something inhibiting. There's that big chunk that we were talking about. Hi, Yasmin. And you know I really want to wreck this. I can tell already. Like, let's put a big ring of gold around here and see if any of cells will pop up. It might not because these paints are fairly thick right now. If you're really going for the you know, the gold pearl cells or any kind of metallic pearl cells, it's almost like you want the paint to be a little thinner than the gold. Ooh, that is so pretty though. Gotta love that gold. These round ones are kind of interesting to turn. I just turn it like this to get it to the sides. And I've been really, really careful about wasting paint lately. So you could go to the center and back and to the center and back if you like. Just gonna kind of see what happens with this. Wow, that gold is, that center is ridiculously beautiful. I look for the composition. It's important because a lot of times we don't understand why our eye likes one painting over another. And a lot of times it is the composition of something. And so I look at the piece as a whole as well. I'm from Oregon. Originally, I'm from Wyoming. Just like a little tiny hick town in Wyoming, if you can believe that. But I moved to Oregon when I was in my 20s. No, when I was in my teens, I guess. After my first year of college, I had a full ride music scholarship. I'm a classically trained flautist. And I met my last husband, and he's like, oh, I lived in Portland one time when I was like 18. It was really cool. We should go there. And I just followed him. Oh, okay. So this is really pretty. What I love about this is the gold all the way around. So what I want to do is just play that up here a little bit more, because that's going to be so gorgeous when it dries, that gold. Now, one thing I notice, I'm not a big torcher. You don't really see me using my torch very much, but this pouring medium with the Mod Podge in it, it requires a lot of torching. So I'm just going to give this a little bit here, because you want those edges to be really pretty for your client. And oh my gosh, that is amazing. I'm just going to move it a little bit towards the center, just to make sure it has a good feel. I could go to kind of incorporate this center pour with the gold a little bit more. I could use my airbrush, and that does make me want to do it. I am kind of inclined because I love my airbrush and it's fun. Hi, Susan. You guys remember to like and comment, and if you'd like to donate, there is a place to donate. You can also do super chat, which is like a real-time donation. That's something you can do. Look at this painting. See, this is what you call a happy accident, or a win when I was meant to tip that paint over. So I fully love it without the blues. I just want to kind of get this more in the center a little bit. All right, now all the edges are covered like they should be. Oops. I just want that solid gold right there, and I keep giving my finger in it. What do you think, you guys? Should I use my airbrush and kind of incorporate a little bit of that into the edge, or should I just leave it like that? Cheryl, thank you. You're so sweet. Hi, Regina. Hi, Linda. I'm wondering if I can move my little light over here so you guys could literally see better. Let me try. Because, let's see. Let's just see if I can. It makes no difference whatsoever. That's it. I don't know. I'm gonna do a little tiny bit of airbrushing, and then I'm gonna do another painting for you guys. Melanie, thank you so much for that. You're my very first super chat donation, I think, ever. That's so cool. And unless I missed one earlier, which is entirely possible, I'm sorry, you guys, but if I did, but. I just want to do do a little tiny bit here. You have to forgive the noise. No, the thing about this one, I've actually never really blown... Oh my gosh, that's a fun little effect though. Really pretty. I've never really used this pouring medium and done the airbrush, so it definitely does not react to the way that the normal... It is much harder to control. It has a cool little effect to it though. Look at that. Wow, I really love that. It's a neat little effect there. I'm gonna do it on the other side over here too. Really trying to not get my cord in. That's the one thing with airbrush, you don't want to get your cord in the... Oops. Now the airbrush I recommend, I do have it in my Amazon shop. I don't want to completely obliterate the gold. I'm just trying to like marry these two together so they look like they were meant to be together. Gives a little bit more motion. That's pretty. And then I'll tilt it a little bit to incorporate it. Interesting. And yeah, that's pretty. And I'm going to do one more on the other side and then just a little bit, not too much, but our eyes like 3, and so we have 1, 2, and I'm going to do a little tiny bit over here that will make 3. Kind of in a triangle, so I'll start right here. Interesting. This is the part usually where I get the comments where people are like, oh, I loved it until you did that thing. But, you know, I do my art for me. Okay. Let's see if you guys can see. Isn't that pretty? Okay. I'm going to do one more painting for you guys. I'm not going to make it too difficult. Amanda, I have to tell you, this is what I was saying earlier that you missed. I mixed my paints with everything you can imagine. There's glue, there's GAC 800, there is Floetrol, there's Mod Podge. Let me, I'm going to drop my microphone here for a second and get this out the way. The metallic is definitely thick. It's pretty thick. Yeah. I can tell that my workstation is unlevel. It keeps rolling to a other direction. have any questions? Is the sound better with the mic off? If the sound is better with the mic off, that would be awesome. This is a brand new microphone that I have never used before, so how about that? That sounds good? All right, now I'm gonna do a couple flip cups. I also thought about doing a balloon roll painting because I know y'all like that so much. All right, let's see. Aw, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much. The support means so much. I can't explain what it's like right now. For smaller YouTube channels, some of the bigger ones and more established ones are doing really well. And some of us are really struggling. But I love to teach. And this is really fun to me to teach. So, all right, remember that little cup that we had there? Now I'm going to do another flip cup with colors that will complement those. Even though I'm not a huge green person, I am going to do one that has a little green in it. It has a lot of green in it, actually. And I'm just going to keep some of this. This is like a color flash by Folk Art Paint. Carrie, thank you. I'm still making my way through the color flash series. I love those. Yeah, wish lists are funny. You know, it's like I didn't want to start one at first, but it has been a godsend to me in so many ways, because at least I can keep painting even if I don't have money to do some other things. Like I can still keep painting. Let's put gold in here. Little Lulu, I have been painting for about a year and maybe a third, but I sold 100, and thank you, Mamesy. You guys check out Mamesy's channel if you haven't. Her channel is so beautiful. She does the most amazing pours. I found her on Instagram. So, yeah, let's see. Green, what should we do? I mean, green is a hard one, isn't it? I'm gonna put a little bit of this in there. Maybe a little bit of yellow. Maybe a little bit of the dark again. This green apple color is really pretty. It's a little more fluid than my other colors because I completely ran out. I was like, oh, I ran out of glue. That was the very last one that I did, and it, yeah. Purple, she says purple. Purple's a tough color for me. I did mix some. You can see that I mixed some over here, but oh my gosh. I feel like every time I use purple, I ruin something. I'll find a way to put purple in this one, I promise. I will find a way. But purple does hate me, Jade. It just seems like it does. I don't know. I could be wrong, but man. Getting these little pretty gold dendrites in there. Okay, I'm gonna do flip cup and see what happens here. Just let that settle for a second. I literally am not a flip cup person, so it's really crazy to do all these flip cups, but I'm going to put a little bit of white, because I know I won't have enough paint. This is not necessarily enough paint for this canvas. I'm going to just add a little bit of white, and I'm going to add a little bit of gold, because I'm addicted to the 24 karat gold by Deco Art. And actually, when I could use vats, I mean just vats of the golden gold. The Golden's Fine Gold or the Golden's Deep Gold is true. They're truly just absolutely magical, but they are expensive for sure. Okay, how am I going to use purple in this? Maybe if I put purple over here. Yes, you know, dendrites, I absolutely can. I absolutely could do a live one for dendrites. It's if you guys look at my really old playlists, I have a lot of dendrite paintings. I was really obsessed with them for quite some time. So I do know a lot about creating them and how to create them and different ways to create them. So you notice what I'm doing here. I'm putting the purple on the side with the blue. So I'm more likely to not get any weird red and green, because purple is made of two colors, blue and red. So if I mix it with the green over here, I'm going to get brown. So I'm going to keep it on this side and see what happens. And that's my plan. Okay, here we go. Oh, so pretty. I'm just seeing if I could possibly move even a little tiny bit closer. You know what I notice about purple? Oh my gosh, that is so pretty right here, you guys, this part. Patricia Lippett, yeah. What I notice about purple is, like the dioxazine purple, it dries really, really dark. Oh, that is so pretty. Those cells. That's the other thing I love. About the Deco Art is those cells. I don't go live every Friday. This is only my second time ever going live to paint. I'm pretty much a meditative painter, I guess is what I would say. Hi Molly, thank you for coming. So I think, so I don't have to stretch this within an inch of its life. I'm gonna put a little bit more green over here, and just, actually, I'm just gonna make a little cup full with, we'll just do greens, just the same process of colors that was in there the first time. I'll just do it really quick. I know I like to work in multiple layers like this. I just feel like it gives me a lot of control, where maybe I wouldn't have as much control. It also provides a lot of different effects too. Oh, pretty. Green is such a fresh color, isn't it? Hi, Gail. Nice to see you. Hi, Lily. I'm going to add a little bit of gold over here to the edge and see what happens. And then something else I like to do is if I see a color that I really wish would have come out more, like for example, I love this bright teal color in here. I'll just like draw it through before I tilt it. It's like give me a little bit of extra color of that color if I want it. You don't have to just accept what happens as soon as it comes out of the cup. I think when I first started pouring, that was one of the hardest things. I saw these artists pouring and it seemed like they were just perfect, just coming straight out of the cup. And mine never were. So I thought, why am I worried? Why can't I just add things after the fact? I can, you know. So not only with regards to the embellishments that you can do afterwards, but I totally feel like I could add, you know, little, like I love this color, I want to put a little bit through here. Why can't I? I absolutely can. Okay. Here we go. Thank you so much. Enchanting Elements. Now my inclination here is to let go of some of the green. I'm not a huge fan of green, but it is really gorgeous. A lot of times I'll tilt towards the areas that I want to save, but in this case I'm going to tilt a little. I didn't love that extra little cup. It wasn't my favorite. So I'm going to tilt some of this green off. Molly says get rid of some of the blue. I will. How do you guys, what do you do about I hate these little push pin things. Has anybody not designed perfect feet for pouring yet? I just don't understand. Why has it not happened? Oh, that is so pretty though, right down there. Well, Molly, if you please let me know when they are done, because I need those. This is ridiculous. These things don't work all the time. Cheryl says, do it faster. I agree, do it faster. And I'm going to do what you said, Molly. I'm going to knock off some of this blue because the green is actually really, really pretty. Now that I'm looking at all of it stretched out like that. Wow. Don't you guys just still feel, I just still feel kind of like a sense of awe at this art form almost every time. I just feel amazed of how it works and everything. It's incredible. Cookie cutters. You put cookie cutters on the bottom of your painting? How does that work? Okay, I like the composition of this as it is, and I wish there was less blue because there's just not quite as much beauty. So for me, there's just missing a little something in that blue. I think I'm going to add a dark green to the side because I really loved that dark green. And I'm going to blow it across the gold. And a little bit of white here. I'm going to use my airbrush because, I don't know, when I try to use my mouth, I end up putting my boob in it. So it's just, I don't know, I'm just not good at it. I'm actually loving the way this light green is making those pretty layers. And I still have a little bit too much paint on here, truthfully, I can tell, so I'm gonna tilt some more of this blue off. Which is actually fine. I wish you guys could see the sides, my goodness. Now the downside to tilting this long after you've done this, the gold cells have formed, is you get some misshapen cells a little bit. I could have said I kept getting my hair into it, but that would have been a lie. Because I wish it was my hair. I wish my hair was so long and luscious, but I was getting my hair into it. Okay, so there's parts of this that work and parts of this that don't work for me. Now, I know for some of you it might be fine. But what I want to do, I want to marry these two sides together. It's like one of you said, doesn't it seem like the blue needs a little green and the green needs a little blue? And I'm going to try to do a couple of balloon rolls that will marry these two sides together. Just a couple, not a lot. But the paint needs to be kind of thin on the canvas in order to in order for the balloon rolls to really kind of work. So okay, Mainzy, she's here for the balloon rolls, and I don't always do them, but I have been doing them a lot more lately again. The way I do my balloon rolls is I look at the natural shape of the painting. So like for me, I want to marry these two together, so I'm going to do some, right around the edges that will kind of bring these two pieces together, hopefully. And we'll try and see if that works. I don't know. We'll see. It's definitely has a lot of paint on this canvas still. So what I can tell by doing that is I'm gonna get a lot of definition is going to be lost. So I have two choices right now. I could add a color like I could add a green to this, to my balloon, and try to bring that through. I could add a white and it would reflect some of the white that's in there. Or I could add something more dramatic, like a black, which might be interesting. This is the part where I usually kind of walk away for a minute and I think about what I want to do. This is the part with live painting that is a challenge for me, I think, because I'm just going to go with the white because it's the easiest, and I'm going to just see how that looks. You know, if you don't like it, Molly says more dark green. First I'll try white, and if it looks terrible, this is gonna be a challenge. This is why I edit my videos, truthfully, because balloon rolls they don't always work out. All right, we're gonna add some dark color. The white did not exactly turn out as I planned. Oh, that is pretty right there, isn't it? I wiped the balloon between each one. Did you guys see my finger painting episode? It was a very fun painting to do, and I basically used my fingers about halfway through. But yeah, that dark color was a good call because it adds a lot of depth to this corner, and that's kind of what you're looking for. Actually, I have some Payne's gray that I could add over on this side that would bring depth too. Thank you, Molly. A lot of bright colors that I normally would not use. Oh, you're sweet. You're really sweet. Thank you, Julie. All right, so this, and then we want to do a few more because we want to make it have a cohesiveness to it. So wow, this is such an interesting effect right here, and this too, where I blew. Let me show you where I blew that. All right, I see the place where I'm gonna add them. Sometimes I gotta turn it around and around and around. Right here. Now this is gonna be a hard one because gold does not like balloon rolls. It really doesn't. It's really not a fan. So because there's a lot of dark green right here and a lot of gold, I'm gonna actually try again the white over on this area. Yeah, I think that would work out. That'd be pretty. I definitely want to add, you can add it to your balloon or you can add it straight to the canvas. You guys have seen me do this a lot, but yes, my gold is mixed much, much thicker than all the other colors. It's a popsicle stick can almost stand in it. It's ridiculous. It's very, very thick. So I'm gonna add a little bit of this dark green here. I appreciate you guys coming. Wow, it's just so nice to see the support of everybody, and I'm so terrified of doing this, so it's nice to see so many people here. Thank you so much for coming. I'm very humbled. Put me on the list for the feet, please. So one thing is sometimes I will leave this like this, and then sometimes I'll use my finger and just give it a little softening. the reason, I just like the look where it looks like it was not added as an after effect, that it was actually meant to be there. And then sometimes that ruins it, but sometimes it makes it prettier too. Gold doesn't like balloon rolls. I don't know why. Maybe it's just too heavy. It has too much body in terms of, or too much weight. I'm gonna do, I don't want to ruin any of the cool corners, but then at the same time, this definitely needs one over here. Ooh, now there's the purple. I promised that I would try to get some of that purple out, and that just came through. So that is so pretty. And I'm gonna take a little bit of white on this. So yeah, I knew that was gonna turn out well. Just really pretty. It's an unexpected pop of color. So the purple I put underneath. That's why I like to paint in stages, because it's totally random. Sometimes you can pull these crazy colors off the bottom of the canvas if you do it that way. And yeah, this is starting to actually kind of break apart a little bit. Let's see here. I mean, I could just go to town on this if I really want to. Wait, I want to try to get just a little tiny bit of this purple through again. Let's see if it'll come out. There wasn't quite enough on that side. So, you know, that's the thing. It would be nice if at least one or two sides of purple would come out so it looked like it was more purposeful. Oh, I see it there. It's popping through right here a little bit. And then if I can't get it to pop through, I'm going to make it happen. So I'm going to put just a little bit of this purple on my balloon and make it so. Now you risk, it's risky. Purple is risky. It's risky. You're likely to get some interesting little the purple. So what I'm gonna do now, and I agree. So I have all these, I have this purple on this side. It has to be mirrored somewhere else in the painting, preferably over here, which is going to be tricky. So let's see. I'm not sure where to put it. The thing is purple has red in it, as you guys know. So if I try to do it anywhere over here on the green side, I'm likely to get brown. Very, very likely to get brown. But this is what I'm going to try to do right here. I'm sorry, I know you guys are all commenting and I'm just trying to think, and I'm going to try this a little bit. Some of this purple over here. to my glove and see what happens. Maybe not my favorite. Not the worst I've ever seen though, and it didn't turn brown. I'm wrecking this flower over here, so I'm gonna add a little bit of the purple to this flower and just see what happens. A little scary. The thing is every time I go over it, I'm getting more likely to get brown. So. This is that little, I'm going to add some white here again and see if I can just fix this little area a little bit. You know, the other thing is if it gets too muddy, you can always just, you can scrape it off. If you've seen 1,000 of my videos, you've seen me scrape things off all the time. Good night, Gail. Sometimes I think, yeah, sometimes I'm like, oh, I wish I wouldn't have done these balloon rolls. But it is kind of my signature thing. I do love it when it turns out they're magical. And that's pretty. And then I'm happy a lot of times when it works out. So let's make these a little bit more whimsical here. This little hint of purple. See, the thing is when it dries, it might be really, really pretty. I like this, you guys. It's interesting. Let me move this down a little tiny bit so you can see. It's kind of an oddball painting, for sure. And there's parts of it I love and parts I hate. But the thing is, wait. Sometimes you can't judge a painting until it's really dried. I'm going to use my finger really quick. I just want to draw some of these dark blues through here. That little technique that I used the other day because I think it'll be pretty. It's like a touch and pull, and it's a great way to bring some strange colors together because they're just kind of laying on top of each other and they don't necessarily blend. So I'll bring some of that green over here. Just makes it more whimsical, I guess. You do have to make sure there's enough paint on the canvas. I just went all the way down to the dry canvas right there. That will not work. If you get to the point where you love your painting, but there's not enough depth, like probably if I wasn't live right now, probably what I would do when I get off of here I'd sit here and add a little depth in some of these places by putting a darker color on a popsicle stick and drawing it through a lot of these. Bye, Molly. Thank you so much for coming. I'm almost ready to say goodbye to everybody. Thank you so much for coming today. I appreciate this and it was so fun. I appreciate all of you. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and happy painting to everybody. I love seeing all of you guys here, and it means so much to me. I'll show the final dried results on my next video. And thank you, kitty. You guys have a great night. Thank you so much again for coming, and I love you all. Many, many blessings. You're welcome, Brenda. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kitty. That's so kind. Thank you, Allie. Bye, Lily. Good night. Bye, Amanda, Cheryl, Melanie. Y'all stay safe. There we go. Serena.